Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Thursday evening, March 21, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down the comment section letting me know what the weather has been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any other related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening. We can see a broken line right here across the waters of the eastern Gulf of Mexico, across western Florida, associated with a trough. To the east of that trough, we have a dome of high pressure that's responsible for sending all of those easterly trade winds across the region. We can also see that we still have that cold front that is stretching from the north coast of Hispaniola all the way up into portions of the northern section of North Atlantic. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with that trough across the waters of the Gulf of Mexico as well as the southern United States, bringing some tremendous rainfall to those areas as we speak, with more to come. We can also see the clouds associated with that cold front still bringing some amount of rainfall and convection across portions of the Greater Antilles, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, even sections of Haiti and the Dominican Republic got in on some of the action today. And we can see these clouds stretching all the way up into the northern section of North Atlantic. We'll be talking more about the Caribbean weather later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today. It was stated that we would have received some amount of rainfall in the morning hours across eastern Jamaica. We did indeed have some of those clouds which brought some isolated showers across eastern Jamaica, but we didn't get a chance to post about it at that time. However, it was also predicted that we would have gotten some amount of rainfall across especially southern Jamaica during the afternoon. And just for reference, southern Jamaica, we're talking about Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Thomas. And keep in mind that it was only some years, and that's exactly what happened at 2:06 p.m. A post was made on our Twitter page. Keep in mind that these posts aren't only made on our Twitter page, but our Instagram at weather.jamaica, or TikTok at Weather Jamaica, and our Facebook at Weather Jamaica 876. And the visible satellite image posted showed that we had some clouds bringing some isolated showers to those very areas. Sections of Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, sections of St. Catherine as well. Even sections of St. Andrew picked up some amount of rainfall. And we have Chris Sands Chronicles on our Twitter page confirming the rainfall in her area. A pure rain in Manchester and May Penborough. Even on our Facebook page, we have some comments confirming the weather. Winston Ebanks stating, had some lovely showers in South St. Elizabeth this afternoon. Southfield to Treasure Beach. The farmers are on top of the world. Rose Butler stating, yes, we're getting it in Manchester right now. And even an hour later, we took a look at the infrared satellite images that were also posted. We saw those thunderstorm activity, the sparkling white dots represent some lightning flashes, if not lightning strikes. And we saw that we had a lot of that across sections of Clarendon, Manchester, and St. Elizabeth. And we have some more comments even on our YouTube page. Marva Foster stating, having good showers in Mandeville now. Stay blessed and continue your good work. I thank you, Marva. Then we had 10-37147 stating, how's the weather in my area? It's kinda bad, heavy rain and a lot of stuff and some thunderstorms. What to leaking a little bit. So I just got home, Arena stopped following us, just doing so. Yeah, so I guess that individual got rain as well. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images before the sun went down, we saw where those clouds were definitely coming in from the east, northeast for the most part. Then they piled up across sections of some southern parishes just as predicted. Then those high cold cloud tops were being blown off towards the east, southeast, making more of that rainfall spread out across sections of southern Jamaica. More so eastern Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and Clarendon got in on the brunt of that convection. We even saw that we had some amount of convection right there across the Blue Mountain Peak here right there, northeastern St. Andrew, northern St. Thomas, southern Portland. If we take a look at the latest infrared satellite images, we see that majority of these high code cloud tops were already blown off by now. The convection has dissipated, but we still have some leftover clouds across sections of southern St. Elizabeth and Manchester. And we can even see on the latest Cuban Doppler radar images that we still have some amount of rainfall in those spots, sections of St. Elizabeth with those greens moving. Definitely still encountering some light rainfall. If we take a look at the temperatures right now, we can see we have 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 28 degrees Celsius in Kingston, and by about 3 a.m. on a Friday, temperature should dip down to about 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Kingston. As relates to the temperature forecast for tomorrow, this map from the GFS is showing 18Z on Friday. When we calculate that, that's actually 1 p.m. on Friday. And what do we see Jamaica embedded in? Some yellows and oranges that are representative of 1 to 2 to even 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. I know the normal temperatures for the month of March are about the same as 87.3 degrees Fahrenheit. When we take a look at the thermometer, 87.3 degrees Fahrenheit is about the same as 30 degrees Celsius. So we should be receiving anywhere from 30 to 33 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperature on Friday. As it relates to the dry air map, we can still see that we have some amount of moist air, all courtesy of the cold front, definitely stringing a lot of moist air into portions of the northern Caribbean, including the Greater Antilles, as we can see by those blues stretching all the way from the Leeward Islands, Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Jamaica, sections of the Cayman Islands and Cuba getting in on some of that. Definitely a lot of moist air, all courtesy of the cold front's tail end right there, and with the high pressure ridge right there to the east of Florida, it's definitely making way for more of that activity to continue even into tomorrow as that flow pushes from east to west. And we're indeed grateful for that. We're in spring finally, so the spring showers are much welcome. So less dry air, please. Definitely, we appreciate that. As it relates to the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Friday as well, we see that majority of the Caribbean should be in the clear, as all the browns that represent the Saharan dust should be across the waters of the main development region, especially across Africa. As it relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we do see that both the GFS and the Euro models are showing that we should be having blues surrounding the island. We can see by the key on the bottom right that these blues are representative of anywhere from 1 to 1.5 meter wave height. And that's because the winds are going to be coming in from the east for the most part, especially from the east southeast on the south coast, averaging anywhere from 10 to maybe 20 knots in some spots. And all of this air looks like it's going to be piling up, especially across inland areas of the island, maybe more so across the northern portions of the island. So any rainfall that we're going to be getting tomorrow definitely going to be coming from the east southeast into portions of eastern Jamaica, and then maybe piling up across inland areas, if not sections of northern Jamaica as well as western Jamaica. We know wherever we have those blues, that's where we have the least amount of wind. We have those clouds piling up, then those clouds becoming cumulonimbus clouds, and we have that daytime heating in the afternoon hours. And with the upper level winds coming in from the west for tomorrow still, or maybe slightly from the west and southwest, it definitely could favor more of that rainfall across sections of northern Jamaica during the afternoon hours. And we know northern parishes, we're talking about Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland. So we'll see exactly what unfolds with that. Either way, taking a look at the precipitation forecast maps and the time, this map from the Euro is showing 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 6 a.m. Jamaica time. And what do we see? We see the blues that represent rainfall across sections of northeastern Jamaica, sections of maybe St. Anne, St. Mary, Portland. That's 6 a.m. and we see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in agreement with this. Skipping ahead to about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 9 a.m. Jamaica time. Where do we see the blues that represent rainfall on both maps? Across eastern parishes, so sections of St. Thomas, Portland might get in on some of the action, and who knows, maybe some of that might spill into sections of maybe St. Andrew, northern or eastern St. Andrew. We can't rule out an isolated shower or two in some spots. That's 9 a.m. Skipping ahead now to about 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time, we can see the blues that represent rainfall On the GFS more so has the rainfall across maybe sections of St. Andrew, St. Mary, northern and western Jamaica, just like what the wind maps were showing. So maybe sections of Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, even sections of Westmoreland getting in on the action. Euro is a bit more robust, showing blues widespread across the island. We'll see exactly how that goes. Either way, we're looking for consensus, and we see that both of them are in consensus that northern and western Jamaica should be receiving that afternoon rainfall at 3. So let us watch what happens. As relates to the rainfall totals that are forecasted, both the Euro and the GFS are in consensus that eastern Jamaica will be picking up the most rainfall tomorrow. Euro showing up to 0.29 of an inch of rainfall across Portland. GFS showing up to 0.16 of an inch of rainfall. We'll see exactly what unfolds. Either way, we know that most of that rainfall will be in the morning for eastern Jamaica and during the afternoon for northern and western parishes. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we can still see the convective activity across Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Some clouds coming in from the east across sections of the leeward islands. Not so much the windward islands at all, but definitely some of that rainfall around the waters around Barbados. And if we actually take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean to confirm what we just saw in the satellite images, we can see that yes, we have that rainfall that Puerto Rico had today. Lots of rain to the south of the island as we speak. Sections of the waters to the east of Antigua and Barbuda getting in on some of the action, not to mention the east of Guadeloupe. Taking a look at the Barbados radar, not much at all happening, just some isolated pockets of isolated showers in general, passing to the north of the island, pushing from east northeast to west southwest, maybe affecting sections of Martinique and St. Lucia later on tonight in some areas. As relates to the wider view of Doppler radar images, we can actually see that rainfall starting to come into view on the Florida radar, coming in from the west to affect sections of Florida later tonight into tomorrow. We can also see that we have some amount of rainfall affecting sections of Dominican Republic, sections of Cuba, and even sections of Colombia. As relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we see that both the Euro and the GFS are showing blues across the Caribbean that represent anywhere from 1 to 1.5 meter wave heights, as we can see by the key on the bottom right. As usual, the purples are right there to the north of Colombia, and that's because the winds are going to be strongest there, those yellows that represent 25 knot winds. And as we can see, for a majority of the Caribbean, the wind should be coming in from the east, curving to the east, southeast, and southeast the more west we go, averaging anywhere from 5 to 10 knots across the eastern Caribbean, across the central and western Caribbean, averaging anywhere from 15 to maybe even close to 25 knots, especially across the Bahamas right there. We see those yellows, Florida, and the Turks and Caicos. And we see that both the maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus with this. As relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, not the wave forecast, the temperature forecast for tomorrow, we do see the yellows, the oranges, the reds that represent above normal temperatures, anywhere from the eastern to the western Caribbean, Central America, especially where we see those reds and even some blacks in there. Or is that gray? South America as well, getting in on those way above normal temperatures, where we see the average to below normal temperatures are across sections of the southern and eastern United States, the Bahamas, sections of the Turks and Caicos Islands, especially where we see those blues, definitely below normal temperatures, all courtesy of that backside of the cold front that's situated across the region. Taking a look at the Sahara and dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Friday, we do see the majority of the Caribbean should be in the clear for that time, as all the browns that represent the Sahara and dust should be across portions of the main development region and Africa. As it relates to the rainfall forecast now, keep in mind that both of these maps from the Euro and the GFS are showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Friday. And we do see the tremendous rainfall in store, maybe up even to 6 inches of rainfall for the waters of the Gulf of Mexico into portions of Florida, sections of northwestern Cuba might get in on some of the action as well. We also see that the cold front is definitely going to be bringing more rainfall if they're not already receiving the rainfall right now. The sections of Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, the US and British Virgin Islands, some isolated showers in store also for sections of the northeastern Caribbean, including St. Kitts and Nevis, sections of St. Martin, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Guadeloupe, sections of Dominica, and we're looking for consensus, and we see it even into sections of the Windward Islands, maybe Barbados picking up a few isolated showers. Skipping southward, where do we see the consensus? Sections of western Venezuela, Colombia as usual, sections of Panama, Costa Rica, and we know that when both maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus like this, the chance of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.